Hi guys, welcome back. I am Stu and this is Sunny Swamps for Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic. This well-themed amusement park already has several rides, but plenty of space for expansion. Your objective, to have at least 1,600 guests in your park at the end of October, year 3, with a park rating of at least 600. So a very similar scenario goal then to what we've played throughout the game then. Guests and rating. So we've got couple of rides there, as it said. A nice big park, mostly flat, a little bit of water. Let's see what rides we've got already. We've got a couple of transport rides. We've got not a bad selection of gentle rides. Quite a good selection of coasters to begin with. Not many thrill rides, some water rides, they might come in handy. And quite a good selection of shops. We've got food and drink, we've got a kiosk, toilet, and some merchandise stalls, so not much that we need right away. So I think what I'm going to do then, have a guess, I'm going all in on thrill rides, because that's what we're lacking, and thrill rides do bring a lot of guests into the park. They're cheap and cheerful, quick to build, and really set us up for later in the game. So looking at it now already, I don't really like this section here, but so let's have a look. What is it? Oh, that's still testing, so I don't know what's happening there. Rafts, not bad excitement. I suspect most of that is coming from the theming. A lot of paths going everywhere. That there looks garish, the hole in the middle of the water. Physics defying hole in the middle of the water there. So we don't know how good this water coaster is so far. Judging by the size, I'm going to guess it's pretty good. So we'll leave that now. I think what I'll do to begin with is I'll drop down some no entry signs on some of the paths that aren't needed. So all we need is to have the guests able to get to and from the exits, and then so we can drop a no entry sign down just there, and down here as well, stop them wandering down paths that they don't need to wander down. Eventually then, when they're free, I can get rid of the excess paths, and then I can have a look, I think. But before I do that, what I'll do is I'll start building my usual park. I'll start building a lot of flat rides down here near the entrance, and then that will help bring the guests in and also give them something to do if and when I do decide to get rid of these rides over here. It is March year 1, so I've no entry signed the paths then that the guests don't need to go down. The test results have come back. It's a very high excitement ride. What are the guests thinking? Very good value, so we know we can charge a bit more for that, so we'll whack this up to £5. Let's make some money off it. So I think what I'll do now is I'll get rid of the redundant paths, the ones that we don't need, and then I can start then expanding this area down here, and then once I've done that, then I can have a look to see if I want to keep these rides over here. It is October year 1, so we've got a lot of flat rides down here, a nice big junior coaster this side. Good excitement on that as well. Just over here then we've got rid of the water coaster. I'll probably build my own design later on in the game. Won't be quite as big, but should be a bit more efficient. Got a nice log flume here. Guests are loving that. Good excitement on that. Got my favoured 4x4 pathing system. Makes it easier to zone the workers. Reduces overcrowding as well, and then in the middle end we can drop down shops, seating areas, maybe a bit of scenery. So we're halfway towards the goal at the end of year 1. We've got 3 years to do it in, so I can't imagine any issues, but we have said that before, and the scenarios have become a little bit tricky, so hopefully we shouldn't have any problems, but we never know. It is October year 2, so I've been busy building then the last year. We've got just under 1,400 guests, so we haven't got too many to go before we complete the scenario. We can watch this looping coaster going round. Good timing for that. Nice combination of speeds, changes of direction, altitude, brake run at the end, and back to the station. Good excitement on there. I looked up some Japanese monsters on Wikipedia, so that's where I've got the names for. I'm going to have a bash of this one. I'm going to say Bake Kajira, but who knows? I'm no expert. And then just over here then we've got a nice go-kart track, and this little wooden coaster, we're going to call this one Godzuki. And if my memory serves me correctly, there was a cartoon on in the 80s, Godzilla cartoon, and Godzuki was, I think it was the son or daughter of Godzilla. So, spoiler alert, later on I'm going to try and do a bigger wooden coaster, and that one can be Godzilla. So good excitement on this. Guess I'm loving that. So I've done what I like to do as well is I like to do like a nice big loop with the paths. So now all I need to do then is just build rides. So I'm just going to concentrate now on building roller coasters just around the outside. We're still researching shops, so I'll still be dropping some of them down, and then in the gaps then I'll drop down some seating areas and some scenery as well. But I'm going to crack on with the building. We only need 100 guests now, so I can't see any issues. It's October year 3. We've got over 1700 guests in the park. We only need 1600. The rating's up on maximum, so we're going to pass the scenario. Just a couple of weeks to go now until Halloween and the end of the scenario. We're making good money. Haven't had any issues with the money throughout the game. A very easy scenario, I've got to be honest. So what did we do then? We came in. First thing I did was no entry signed the excess paths, because just over here there was a water coaster and a river rafts, so we put no entry signs on the paths that weren't needed, and then when they cleared then we deleted the excess paths. So I dropped some rides down here, some flat rides, the ones that we'd already had unlocked, and then as and when I'm unlocking other thrill rides, because that's what we put the research into first of all, I started plonking them down. Just around here then we've built this nice big junior coaster. Guests are going mad for that. And then what we did then, we built down this way. We got rid of the water coaster and the river rafts because they were very garish, and I figured I could do something better myself. Built a nice log flume just down here. Good excitement on that. It's made us a ton of cash. Go-kart track just here. Good excitement on that. Best thing to do with these, get them going over and under themselves, lots of twists, changes of elevation, and you'll be fine. And then just here there where the water coaster was, I built this small wooden coaster, tried to make use of the land as it was. So I'm calling this one Godzuki. That was the son or daughter of Godzilla in the cartoons from the 80s. And then just down here then we built, can't find it, where's it gone, where am I? I'm completely lost. Right, there you go. So built this looping coaster then, I showed you that earlier. So good excitement on that. So I've gone for a Japanese theme around the park. That's the theme that was already unlocked. And then just down here, here's the water coaster I built. Good excitement on that. So with these, again, build them as you would a normal coaster, but you do need to include some of the water elements as well. There is a penalty, it would seem, if you don't include them. You don't have to go overboard, as it were, but just include a few of them and you should be fine. And then just around here then, put down a few extra thrill rides in the space that we've got. All the gaps then, where I haven't put the shops, I've used seating areas and some scenery just to cheer the guests up. Just down here then, got a nice side friction coaster. So it's good excitement on this. Doesn't go too fast, and to be honest, you don't really want them to go too fast because They're not stuck to the track. They are, as the name suggests, side friction, so they are just held on by gravity. So if you go too fast over a bump, they will come off, or if you go too fast around the corner, they will crash, and we don't want that. And then we've got a wooden mine train here. Good excitement on that. Very simple design. Again, go fast when it's going fast, have wide bends. When it's going a bit slower, you can go for the tighter bends. And then just here then, I was aiming to have, got the small Woody, Godzuki, so the big Woody then, that's Godzilla. So I've gone for some OBS coaster, so it's one complete track. So the inside lane connects to the outside lane, and vice versa. So we can just watch these going around. So I've got the block brake just to get them to line up, and then just down here then I've got one of these high five elements. So I finally managed to get around to doing one where they synchronize. So the point of that is that the people on each train can high five each other as they're going round. So nice fast bends, helix, small helix instead of big helix, and then reverse. Splash section at the end to act as a nice brake, and then back to the station. 9.61. Good excitement on that. Oh, and we completed it. Great timing. Stoo! Fantastic. Yeah, so it was good excitement anyway, but I've increased that by just dropping down some scenery as well. These trees, I was looking for them for ages. They're not actually in the tree menu. They're in the scenery menu. So I couldn't find them, because what I usually do is see if I can find some normal trees. No, can't find any. I'll just plonk down a normal one. I'll go over here so it doesn't. Right, so let's just drop him down there. Happy little tree. And then so what I do, if you want to match up a tree, try and put it on top, and then it tells you then Lawson cypress tree in the way. So that way then you know, you just find that tree and then you've got two exactly the same. So that's one tip I've got for matching up the trees, because sometimes you can have a few different trees and it's quite hard to match them up sometimes. So that was it then. That was Sunny Swamps. Very easy scenario. I'm rather indifferent to it, to be honest. It could be one that'd be good to play again, maybe just to practice building coasters or something like that. But it wasn't challenging. It was quite easy. I don't think maybe keeping the existing rides would have made it a bit more challenging, because we'd have to have dropped down a few extra handymen and whatnot. But other than that, it's a very, very easy scenario. Shouldn't give you any issues. So that was Sunny Swamps. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Any comments or questions or suggestions, drop me in the comments section, and I'll see you next time. Bye.